What's up friends, welcome to Movies Explained. Today, I will show you an action, horror, sci-fi film from 2009 titled Splinters. The movie starts with showing a gas station that is situated in the middle of the forest, and a man working there was eating chips while sitting on a chair. He hears a sound from behind the trees. As soon as he goes there to look, some strange crazy animal attacks him. After this the scene changes, and we are seen a couple. Sam, a PhD student, and Polly, who was camping there in the forest to celebrate their anniversary. Now, Polly liked camping, but Sam didn't like camping at all, rather he wanted to go to the hotel. Well, when Sam was setting up the tent, Sam's pushing too pressure on tent would break the tent. After which Polly also gets ready to go to the hotel. On the other hand, we see another couple in this forest. Out of these, Dennis, who is a prisoner escaped from prison, and his drug addict girlfriend, Lacey, these people's car get punctured. Due to which they park the car on the roadside. While going, Polly and Sam see a girl through the car, who is asking him for a lift. She stops the car and decides whether they should give a lift to a stranger or not, but then Dennis comes, and takes them at gunpoint and makes both of them hostess. After this Dennis asks Sam to drive, but Sam tells that I do not know how to drive. Hearing this, Dennis asks Polly to drive the car, and Dennis takes out their phones and throws them out of the car, so that they can't call the police. Now they move forward, but then suddenly, an animal comes under their car, and the tire of the vehicle bursts, on which the car was mounted, and Dennis starts changing the tires along with Polly. Now, Dennis gets pinched by a sharp object that was stuck in that tire. On the other hand, Lacey and Sam are watching the animal, which was badly crushed. Lacey asks Sam to help this animal by placing it at gunpoint. As soon as Sam takes his hand to that animal, the animal starts to shake as if it is moving itself, but only then this animal starts to move very fast. Fearing that, Lacey shoots bullets in it, and runs away and sits in the car, after which Dennis threatens Polly and asks to drive the car, but till now Sam was not sitting in the car, and Polly says that we will not go until Sam comes. After some time Sam comes and sits in the car, after which they leave from there, and behind we see the tire from which the thorns were coming out. Seeing Lacey in horror, her boyfriend asks her what happened, to which she tells that there was something strange in the animal. Was about to attack on me, but Danish thinks that his girlfriend has been upset by not taking drugs for a long time. Now Dennis tells Polly to drive faster, and due to overspeeding, the engine heats up, and the car stops. But their car came and stopped at the same gas station, where the man working at the gas station was attacked by a crazy animal. Well, there is some argument between Lacey and Dennis, because he was not believing on of Lacey. Lacey gets angry and starts going towards the washroom. Dennis tells Sam that now don't say that, you don't know how to fill the fuel. But Sam says there is nothing like that, I can fill the fuel. After this, Dennis and Polly go inside the shop, where there was no one, and that's why Dennis starts eating things without asking. But then Polly sees a phone there, and Sam was cleaning the car after filling it with fuel. And Lacey tries to open the washroom gate, but the gate was locked. She starts betting the gate very fast, and as soon as the gate opens, she sees that a man was lying in the washroom, in a very bad condition, and some sharp thing was seen coming out of his body, just like we saw in the tires and that animal. In the movie it is called Splinter, which is a kind of fungus, and here Lacey comes and tells Dennis that I saw a very strange spike man in the washroom, but Dennis doesn't believe on Lacey, and tells him to go inside the shop. But the spike man comes towards him, and he grabs Lacey's leg, and Dennis tries to help Lacey, but he cannot save her, due to which Lacey dies right here, after which Denise understands that the Lacey was saying was true. Now the Splinter man starts moving towards Sam. But somehow Sam and Dennis runs in the shop, where Polly tries to call the police from the shop's phone, but Dennis breaks the phone, because if the police came here, they will catch Dennis and take them away, because he is an escaped prisoner. But Polly tries to convince him a lot, that if we don't tell the police, then the thing standing outside will kill us all. But Dennis does not listen to a single word of him, after which he goes to the shop counter, and starts withdrawing cash, but then he sees a camera there. And he goes and sees the video footage, where he sees Lacey's body moving on the monitor, and he thinks that his girlfriend is still alive. Now he is about to open the door to save her, and Sam says that if there is even a little splinter on the car, we will tell you. That means if anything happens to you, we will close the gate and will not let you in. Dennis agrees to this and he goes outside. He goes outside and starts pulling the Lacey inwards. But then the Lacey catches him and starts attacking on Dennis, after which Sam pulls Dennis inwards and closes the gate. But with him the hand of the Lacey is also completely cut, and comes inside, but that hand was still moving. After seeing this, they all surprised. Well, Sam crushes her hand, due to which, a strange liquid of black color comes out, which was making Splinter, and here Sam explains that, whatever this thing is, it is a kind of fungus that lives on blood, and after absorbing, it makes a black substance. Just then they hear a voice. They see that Lacey was trying to break the glass, where Dennis gets very sad, seeing her girlfriend in such a bad condition, and Sam explains to her that now she is not your girlfriend. She completely changed. After that they go inside and think that they will run away from the back door. As soon as they open the door, there was another door, which was locked, and they realize that Lacey is upstairs coming from backwards. After this, these people put the door close again, but then suddenly, the police officer comes outside the shop, and puts Dennis at gunpoint, and asks him to come outside, where they say from inside that there is danger outside. And she goes in her car. But this police officer does not pay attention to any of them, and says that you cannot enter the anybody's shop like this, but the Splinter pulls the police officer up and divides him into 2 pieces. And now we see Dennis, who's had been bitten by the entire spike on the tires, because of which, the fungus started spreading all over his body. But Dennis does not let these 2 know about this. Here these people make a plan that if somehow the car is set on fire outside, the police will think that the gas station is on fire, and they will save them. Police will definitely come for it, and this plain Polly also like it. After this Dennis starts pouring petrol from the back gate, but Sam says that if by mistake, the gas station catches fire, then we will all be killed without any reason, and Sam hears the police officer's radio from outside. With the help of this, they could have called the police for help. Now Sam puts the wires outside to pull him, but suddenly the Lacey falls on the radio, and Sam starts pulling the wire inwards, and in the meantime Lacey's hand breaks and comes inside and falls behind them to attack, but somehow these people run away and hide in the refrigerator area, where the Lacey's hand not comes inside, but Dennis's hand starts moving on its own. The fungus had spread all over his hand. Now, his hand breaks completely on his own, due to which Dennis starts struggling with pain. That's why Dennis thinks cutting of his hand, and Dennis also starts cutting his hand with a small knife, but Dennis is unable to do this, so Sam saves his life by cutting off his hand with stone, which was very painful, but this time Dennis' fungus-infected hand was not attacking them. They notices why the hand is not attacking them, because splinters are attracted to hot things. Dennis' hand does not move, because these people are in cold place. And after knowing and understanding everything, Sam makes a plan, and using his knowledge, Sam reduces his body temperature a lot. And using his knowledge, lowering his body temperature from the outside temperature, he starts going towards the police car, so that he can ask for help. On the other hand, Polly throws crackers outside the gate from behind, so that the splinters come towards the crackers. Here Sam was shivering due to cold, due to which, the bag of ice is released from his hands, and his body temperature starts normalizing again. Sam manages to get into the car, but Splinter starts coming towards him, as his body was started to return to its normal temperature, but Polly see that Splinter is doing towards Sam. She screams and tells him Splinter come towards you. After listening Sam closes the car door, before the Splinter attack, and then Dennis comes out with Cracker in his hand, and throws Cracker outside. Due to which Splinter moves towards him, and Dennis goes inside the shop. Splinter come in store and attacks both of them, where Sam takes a gun from the police car, and starts shooting Splinter. Along with this the Lacey hand comes out to attack them, but the hand not able to attack anyone, and gets burnt in the fire of firecrackers. After this, Dennis takes the gun from Sam, and tells Sam and his girlfriend to go outside, and he himself goes towards the fire, shooting the Splinter without caring of his life, when the bullet of his gun ends. The Splinter starts attacking on Dennis, and Dennis was badly injured. Now, here Dennis gives the key to Sam and Polly of a bank account, so that they can give this key to the wife of the man, whose husband was killed by Dennis. After that Dennis tells them to leave, and loads the short gun and he shoots at the diesel tank kept on the shop, which leads to a huge explosion, and Dennis as well as that Splinter get burnt in the fire, while on the other hand Polly and Sam escape from there, to save their lives. But we get to know, at the end of the movie, that there is an animal lying infected with the same fungus, and now the movie ends.